Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and I want to give out a congratulations to last night's winner, Southern Tier Prepper, for winning the Christmas Tactical Christmas Stocking. That's the last time I'll say that, so just congratulations again, man. I'm noticing. I just popped out of the shower after dinner. I was outside fixing Mrs. Earl's car and doing an oil change and stuff before we go on our trip for this weekend. And there we go. That's a little better. Make myself a little bit more presentable for you guys. Speaking of which, she had the day off, and the little one noticed that Dad's notebook was getting a little full, so he did the thing of buying me a new notebook. So we'll jump right into this one, and then we'll see if there's anything left to say. This one will probably be a little bit of a short one, just because I semi ran out of time, and I still felt the obligation to at least get some headlines out. So this will be the daily headlines report video. So again, in no particular order, the first thing on today's list is that the Houthis have warned that if Saudi Arabia and or the UAE gets involved in the conflict, that they will strike all oil and gas places in the areas. So, and then they also put in there that they're going after the ships still. Now, they have shown that they have drones, they have rockets, they have different munitions, they've gone after shipping vessels. So this isn't an idle threat of, hey, we're going to do this and we don't know if they're capable. They have demonstrated they are capable. So it seems to be a kind of a valid-ish threat, not picking a side or standing up for either thing. It's just there's a person that has already demonstrated that they have the ability and capability to do and follow through with their threat. So just a data point. We'll keep that in mind. Now, according to the WSJ, the U.S., has ordered Israel not to respond to the Houthis in Yemen. And this is so that it is hopefully not going to spark a wider conflict, but instead they want Israel to allow the U.S. military to deal with the Houthis. So that's an interesting statement. Again, we're going off somebody else's report on this. Now, my guess is that we have a bunch of military assets. We can go in there and posture and dissuade and take down projectiles or drones or whatnot and make them ineffective, and that's how we're going to deal with them. I would certainly hope we would not just get into an armed conflict with them. I don't see it. The U.S. would definitely go in there and crush. But it's an interesting statement. Next, there is a new propaganda. Now, keep that in mind. This is a propaganda piece. There is a new propaganda poster that was released by North Korean News. Okay, so keep that in mind. This features an image of not only their new spy satellite, but a nuke targeting the mainland United States. So all they're doing is just using a creative artwork to get back in the spotlight and issue some new threats. Nothing new here, nothing to get excited or panic about. I just found it interesting that they went about it in a poster form. So let's see what's next on here. There was a shooting that was reported on a very popular shopping street in the center of Brussels. As far as I saw, there was several people reported injured. I didn't see any death. I think one was in critical condition, but I haven't seen any death out of that one. And then to bring it back home, the Las Vegas also had an active shooter, it looks like last night, I believe. Unfortunately, from everything that I have seen up until the time of recording this, the person was, or the active shooter did get away, and it looks like a number of people were actually killed. I believe the number was 4, but usually within the next couple of days, so probably by the weekend, we'll actually have better numbers on probably both of those stories. So when I see those, I'll update. Next, Laos has applied for BRICS. Now, keep that in mind. This is a good data point because there's a lot of people that is applying for BRICS. Now, in January, so we're talking, just a couple of weeks here. In January, Egypt, Ethiopia, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Iran will officially join BRICS. So they've already done their application process. They've already gone through everything. And so in January, those countries will officially join BRICS. So when it comes down to BRICS, if you start looking at some of the ones that I just named, Iran, Saudi, the UAE, Egypt, they're all kind of proxied a little bit in what's going on in the Middle East right now. So once they officially join BRICS, which is Russia and China, if something goes, where's the alliance going to go? You're a new member in something, and so if somebody has to pick a side, it kind of, at least in my opinion, looks like they're going to fall over to align with them. So data point that kind of more battle lines are being drawn at the moment. And then the last thing I want to talk about is there is now more pictures and images and whatnot coming out that Venezuela has mobilized its army. And this is about the annexed land that they took a vote on in Guyana. The president of Guyana has held talks with its allies. Some of them are the United States, Brazil, the UK, and France. Now, the government has given ExxonMobil a 90-day deadline to end its exploration in the area. So they're even kicking people out. A little expansion into this, if I can. So if you notice, all these little things are popping up all over the place, and you've got basically NATO. So you're talking about the UK, you're talking about France, the United States. Think about those main countries. When you have what happened over in the UK reign area, and then you have the Israeli conflict, and all these countries are supporting both of these. So there goes money, there goes resources, there goes different aid items, there goes munitions. You're talking about personnel, so the logistics of getting it over there, the logistics of, and personnel to track everything down, distribute. There's a lot that goes into all that. And so instead of doing just one country, now you're doing it to 2. Now you might be doing it to 3. And if something happens, say with Taiwan, there's 4. North Korea and South Korea, there's 5. I mean, at some point in time, you can only be split so many ways. And I don't know if this is kind of part of a larger plan. I know I'm missing my tinfoil hat. I'm just kind of thinking out of the box. I'm not saying that I know what's going to happen, because obviously I don't. I'm just trying to see things from a different angle. Of course, I could be totally wrong, and probably am totally wrong. So let me know what you think. Do you get a sense of things as we read these headlines? Is there something that seems to pop out that makes you kind of scratch your head and make you think, and you just maybe have that kind of wild thought? Because I like to bounce ideas off each other, because one of the things I might think of might get your wheels turning. You might respond, which may make me rethink my idea and see it in a whole different light. So I like the community, and I like to bounce things off each other. But with that being said, that's about all I have for today. There was a lot more, so more than likely tomorrow's might be a little bit longer, so I can really recap and cover a lot more news and different headlines. This one looks like it's going to be about a 10, 11-minute video. It wasn't as short as I thought it was going to be, but thank you everybody for tuning in to tonight's video. Thank you for everybody that tuned in to yesterday's Workshop Wednesday. Had a blast as always. We saw some new faces in there, and it's always fun. And we'll continue to do that. And just keep in mind that the next two, we will be doing a random playing games, and we're going to have some prizes to give away. So the Tactical Christmas Stocking was kind of the grand big prize. These will be some smaller prizes, but they will be free nonetheless, and they will hopefully be enjoyable prizes, but we'll see. We do have some more people that have entered the design contest over on Facebook. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go down to the description section down here, there's a link to the Rural Report Facebook. The contest is pinned to the top of the page. Should be very, very easy to find, and it'll go through and explain everything about that. We're going to extend it a couple of days because there's some funky things going on with Facebook. So we'll extend it, a couple of days, and maybe we'll extend it one more week. How about that? We'll extend it one more week, so that way anybody that wants to get a design in, you're not rushed and things like that. You can actually get one put in. I do have some, I'm in talks with some more interviews and whatnot. Those are always fun and exciting. If there's certain topics you want me to cover, throw it down in the comment section, or, email me if you don't want anybody to know, your ideas or anything like that. I try and make it to where if you want to ask an anonymous question, you can always email me. We can talk back and forth in private. Nobody will ever know. If you have something you want to share, please share it. I will block out names. I will redact whatever you want me to do. I will share as much or as little as you want. But this is a community that we're trying to build, and I love to hear the stories, the successes, the failures, and where you failed, how you learned from it, and that it's not getting you down. Hey, I tried this. It was really bad. All this went wrong, but I'm trying again, and hopefully the next time will be a success story. I mean, those are good. We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to get it right every single time, including the first time. We all got to learn. Okay. So, all right. That's enough rambling for me. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a really great night. God bless each and every one of you. And above everything else, please remember to remain united, because we're all prepping in this together.